We're good. All right. All right. So here we are at Ocean Unity in Walport on a rainy day. And I've got a question for you. Are you tired of all the crazy melodrama yet? We at Ocean Unity are opening the door to higher perspectives. In the human news world, the channel is filled with negative and crazy news that is downright frightening. Do you agree with me on that? Downright frightening. So are you ready for some good news?
Yes.
Yes. Ocean Unity is using the month of April to focus on opening doors to higher perspectives. Our speaker, Eileen Lighthawk, over delivers with sharing simple practical steps we can take right now. She combines the best of science, the best of spirituality, and the best of proven results. She will season with gentle humor, as you know, to enhance our experience of life on planet Earth this year. Buckle up, you might want a pad and paper for notes. Eileen likes to say that she helps people unwrap their presents. That's not like a gift like this. This is the internal presence. She says, living is an internally inspired action verb. Living is an action verb, internally inspired. The mirror of reality doesn't lead, it follows our own lead. As many of you know, Eileen is a regular message bearer for us here at Ocean Unity. So please open your heart and your mind to her and her most important message on dealing with overstimulation from the outer world's broadcasts. Let's welcome Eileen Lighthawk. Oh boy. Yay. Yay. Let's hear it for the George. Sorry. Okay. And now the next one. So while I'm doing that, hi Zoomies. Hello to everyone who's joining us today and in the future. Thank you for being here. Open your heart, receive what's appropriate for you to receive. So before we move forward, I want to review a couple of points from the last time I was here. Remember the last time I was here? Way back when we hadn't bought the whole world and decided to put taxes on penguins? So, things to remember. This was a really important message that came through direct from Spirit last time. So you are loved and adored by life. That word love gets kind of twisted, watered down, shadowed. And so it's hard for us to use that word without people having some baggage around it. The word adored. Adored is hard to misunderstand. You are loved and adored by life. You know the story of the woman who had a whole bunch of children, and she would sit down with them one and one by one alone and say, now, don't tell the other kids, but you're my favorite. And when their mom died, all the kids said,
Well, I was mom's favorite. She always told me that. And I found out that mom told everyone that. So cosmic mom is telling every one of you that today. You are God's favorite. Second thing, you are never alone. Everywhere you go, you're surrounded by love. Third thing, you have free will. Love never imposes. Love invites. So when we're feeling out of balance, when we're feeling afraid, when we're like, oh my God, we have to look at our hearts and recognize that love is available, everywhere present. And in that moment, we've stepped away from it. And because we're sovereign beings in charge of our own lives, in the next moment, we can step back into it by choice. Right now, love is inviting us to release our old patterns of polarity, victimhood, blame, struggle, and survival, and to live free now without all that baggage, true to who we really are, which is love. You, my lovelies, are the boots on the ground crew, here to hold a vibration of peace and love as the earth and the human paradigm shifts in a dramatic way. You're the ones, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones who hold the vibration of love and peace. We are the ones who hold the vision. As we watch the old paradigm crumble in front of us with lots of noise and drama, we are the ones who are giving birth to something better. But that's last week's message or last month's message. So now, today, we're going to talk about your heart is a doorway. The way out of all the hoo-ha is in. I don't know if you can hear this. Just notice as I'm tapping on my little necklace, it rattles. Kind of fun. The way out is in. Mm-hmm. The heart door opens from the inside. Remember, the divine honors our free will. So nobody's going to take the crowbar and pry your heart open. You want to have your heart shut up tight? You can. The heart opens from the inside. In the Bible, the divine talks about the heart being a doorway. And God portrays the essence of the creator of the universe going, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Not prying the door open. Because why? The heart opens where? From the inside out. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anybody hears my voice, so you might hear, hello, hello, can my beloved child come out to play? Hello in there. If anyone hears my voice and what? Opens the door, Divine says, I will come in. Love is polite. Source knocks and waits lovingly for us to listen and to open our hearts. The heart is a portal of union with Creator and with all life. Jesus taught the kingdom of heaven is way out there and you can have it sometime in the future when you croak. Nope. Nope, that's not what Jesus taught. That's what religions teach. Jesus taught the kingdom of heaven here now, within you. It's in every one of us. Hey. One would think we had divine DJs picking the music today. There's another verse to that song that says, we can all know everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now. What's the it? The it is divine presence. Oh, why was our heart ever closed in the first place? Well, there's a whole bunch of reasons, but if you sort to the bottom of the reasons, because of fear. You grew up in a cult. Sure. That was based in fear. And then somewhere along the way, you were 2, or you were 22, or you were 32, or you were 42, or you were 62. And somebody, those rotten scoundrels, somebody was not nice to you. And you said, I incarnated here. Some of you remember your incarnation. I incarnated here. I came down. I'm going to be love and light on planet Earth. That place is a little bit messed up and they need love. I'm just going to go down there and open my heart wide and I'm going to love everybody and we're all going to have fun. And at the age of 2, or 22, or 32, or 42, or 52, or 62, or 72, or maybe even 82, it wasn't fun. Nobody was all excited that your heart was open. Maybe they said mean things. Maybe they did mean things. And so our brain, oftentimes it is the 2-year-old brain, sometimes the 5-year-old brain, interprets that as love isn't safe. You felt betrayed by love. You felt abandoned by love. Maybe when you were a little kid, you stood out in the night sky and lifted your hands up and said, take it back, I want to go home. It's mean down here. But you're here for a reason. People mistakenly think that an open heart will lead to pain. But know this, pain isn't in the opening. It's not in the opening. Pain is in, you ever been to some place where the door hadn't been opened in decades? Pain is in the rusty, crusty hinges. Pain is in the locks. Pain is in the barriers we make to love. Our defenses don't protect the heart. They trap it. Our defenses keep light and love and possibility from flowing in and to and through us. It's not the events of our lives that cause us to shut down. It is our thoughts, our mistaken assumptions, our misinformed conclusions about the dangers of having an open heart, of being an open heart, of being open-hearted. Locking your heart nice and tight, close that deadbolt, doesn't protect us. A closed heart is a prison. And love keeps knocking. Love is always right outside. and right inside, just past that layer of fear, waiting for us to open. We are the ones who close our heart, and we're the ones who hold the keys to opening our heart. Fear constricts. Love opens. Which feels better?
Open.
Open.
Love.
It's like an open book test. You already know the answer. But Eileen, I can't go out in the world with an open heart. How can I be safe? Can we be safe with an open heart?
Yes.
Somebody read the cheat notes. Yes, you can be safe with an open heart. The spiritual answer is a resounding yes. Every spiritual tradition I've studied reminds us about opening our heart. And also, every spiritual tradition tells us to guard our heart, to protect our heart, to keep our heart like a sacred treasure. It's not either or. You don't have to run out to the first porcupine you see and give them a really big hug. We can live open-hearted with our hearts fully open to the divine. And also, we can guard our hearts from yuck. Our hearts were never meant for yuck. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I recently heard this story about a guy who had an Airbnb. It was a small single-level cottage with an outdoor hot tub, and he usually rented it to couples. Occasionally, he would rent it to a small family if they had young children, but mostly it was couples. And on a rare occasion, if somebody had a cat or a dog that they traveled with all the time and the pet was experienced with hotels, he would allow a person to bring a pet, but not usually. So he rented to this couple. We met online, as you usually do when you have Airbnb, and they had two small children. And after they said, yeah, we want to rent this should accommodate us and our two small children. And they said, oh yeah, and also we have this small dog. He's really, really well behaved. You can guess where the story comes. So the guy reiterated to them that the children were not to use the hot tub. Oh yeah, no problem. We're not even going to be there very long. We're coming to visit relatives. And so we're just going to be sleeping at the place, and most of the time we'll be gone. We'll take our dog with us and we'll be off visiting relatives. He rented to him for 3 nights. Well, it was raining and it was muddy. And so the visit with the relatives was mostly indoors. And the relatives kind of lived in chaos. And so they wanted to know more about this Airbnb. Long story short, the whole family came and stayed at the Airbnb. Now, the guy who owned the Airbnb said, yeah, I usually go over and check in with people when they get there and welcome them, but they're not sure when they're coming. And this lady sounded so nice on the phone, and it's just a young family with 2 small children. So even though his heart was nudging him to go check on them, he didn't want to bother anyone. Oh, how many of us have done that? Well, I don't want to bother someone. Guess what? Not everybody is an introvert like you. Some people want your company. Oh, I don't want to bother anyone. So, again, you can guess how this is going to go. 4 adults 10 children.
Oh.
Their little dog was about 85, 90 pounds. But the other people, the cousins and everybody, all the children were getting to play together. So they thought it would be a good idea to also bring that dog over from the relative's house so that that dog wouldn't be lonely. So now we've got 4 adults, 10 children, 2 large dogs indoors in a small space for 3 days. So you know what's going to happen here. And it did. And he went to inspect his property. And not only did the children use the hot tub, the dogs also used the hot tub. And there was only one bathroom in the place. So the children also used the hot tub as a bathroom. Things were broken, towels, bedding were stained and messed up. And who could have seen that coming? And so the man was shocked. He was shocked, I tell you, shocked, shocking. And he was appalled, and he was hurt, and he was sad. Before you judge him, how many times have we done that? How many times have we opened our heart and invited someone in, or someone in, who, to put it bluntly, didn't have our best interests at heart? It's what we do. And in being in our hearts, being loving people, wanting to open our arms wide and love everybody, we often, okay, I'll speak for myself. I'm sure none of you have done this, but maybe you have. I often have disregarded my heart, my own heart's wisdom, and said, oh, no, 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 no. Danger, Will Robinson. And said, oh, that's not very nice of me to think that. So sure, come on in. And then we're shocked. We're hurt. We're saddened. We're lost. We're sad. It's sad. We're victimized by other people. Sometimes. But more often than not, we're victimized by not listening to our heart, by making our alignment horizontal first and maybe vertical later. Really want you to get this. Make your alignment vertical first. Be with the divine in your heart. And then your heart will talk to you with wisdom. And then you get to what? Listen. You get to listen. So, our heart is the doorway. Our heart is a portal. If you want to be cosmic, your heart is a stargate. Ooh. Your heart is the opening. And it's opened from the inside. Pain comes when we ignore our hearts. Pain comes when we ignore our hearts. We love somebody and they die. Well, that sucks. I can't feel them. People say they're watching and they're around me, but I can't feel them. I just can't feel them because I'm so sad. That's right, because they're not so sad. They're having a party. And you're not in the same vibration. So we've suffered by not listening. We've suffered by clinging to our defenses. But I am sad. Yep, You are. Somebody dies that is sad and you miss them. But they're not sad. They're having the time of their lives. And they would love to have communion with us. But they can't do it when we're in a low vibration. Because they're not living in a low vibration. Make sense? So an open heart does not lead to pain. An ignored heart is the root of our discomfort. A disregarded heart is the source of our pain. The heart is the doorway to our union with the divine. The heart is the keeper of our soul's true path. The heart is the storehouse of all our spiritual gifts. The heart is the library and the map room and the meeting place and the healing temple and the banquet room and the palatial retreat and the classroom and the resting place and a whole bunch more. The heart is key. The heart is the doorway. The heart is the bridge to everything you want. The heart is the place to be and become. Your heart, says Rumi, your heart is the size of an ocean. Lucky you. You get to know how big that is because of where you live. Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourselves in the depths. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I will just as soon as I look on the internet and see what the news is today. What dumb thing did that dumb person do next? And why aren't the other dumb people doing more to stop it? Your heart is the doorway to everything good. Okay? God writes spiritual mysteries on our heart, where they wait silently. They await our discovery. It's written on your heart. And this is one of my favorite Albert Einstein quotes. Remember Albert Einstein? He of the wild hair and brilliant mind. Don't let your brain interfere with your heart. Your heart says, hey, why don't you get up right now and go to this place? And the brain says, well, that wasn't on my to-do list for today. Why would I do that? That's silly. Well, because 72 angels have made an arrangement for you to have a cosmic meeting with somebody, and you're the right person at the right time, at the right place. You just have to just get up, come on, just get up and go there, because this person is open and they've asked for a message and you're the messenger. So just come on. Well, I don't know about that. Why would I go there this time of day? Why would I go there on a Tuesday? I usually go there on a Friday. Your heart knows the answers. Your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. Not sure what to do? Stop. Drop in your heart. Carry your heart through this world like a life-giving sun. What happened yesterday? The sun came out and all the Oregonians stepped outside. Whoa. Carry your heart through this world like a life-giving sun. And then what did Jesus say to his friends? You are the light of the world. How many of you believe the world could use more light? Where's the light? It's in every one of us. Our hearts and our Creator are inviting us today to step up into a more conscious life. We're each being called to become the steward, the manager of our own energy, of our own energetic signature, of our own song. One of the things that I love learning about whales is that each whale has their own song and each pod has their own song. And when whales are out in the ocean and they meet another pod, they make a third song. They each sing their song to the other. And then the group combines the songs to make something new. So let's have little Susie Lightwalker walking through the world looking at the new, the prep. And little Sandy Lightwalker is an open channel with an open heart tuned into the divine. And they bump into each other. What energy dominates that? Together they can make a new song. Your presence, when you're holding the light of the divine, just by your presence on the planet, makes the world a better place. And your holding the presence of God in your heart as you move through life reminds the divine. Why do we say namaste? Reminds the divine inside the other person, come out and play. You are a troublemaker. By being the spark of the divine, by living your life in vertical alignment, you go out into the world and change things. Not by your grand words, although it might be. Not by your grand deeds, although you might have some. But by your vibration, by your being, by embodying the love that you are, the light and love that you are here on earth. Right now, we're all being pushed and shoved and nudged. And how many times have you heard recently, be mindful of your own energy? Well, gosh, that message sure is out there. Other people ought to do that. We are being nudged and cajoled and encouraged to become the conscious cosmic beings of light and love that we truly are. You're being asked to be yourself. You're being asked to be the eternal spirit that you were before you put on your identity suit and your driver's license identity. You're being asked to be the divine light and love you are. Here and now. Because how do you change a system? From the inside out. How do you change a country? From the inside out. How do you change a world crying desperately for love? From the inside out. Your presence, your being changes the world. You are the one changing the world by your vibration. When we identify with spirit, when we identify as energy, well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it show. I have a spirit in my body. No, you don't. You have a body in your spirit. Your spirit is now scientifically measurable. Hello. Your life force in quantum physics can influence beyond space and time. What? Not only are you influencing all the people around you because your energy field is interacting with theirs, but you can also influence across space and time. Pretty fancy. You're pretty special. If you choose. When we choose to align with the divine, when we choose to allow source to flow through us, when we choose to allow our energy field to grow and get bigger, when we choose to share the divine love that's in our hearts in whatever way we're led to, when we choose to be and embody divine light and love on earth, we change the world. And now science can measure it. What? Yes. So, does the world need more political opinions? Yes or no? Does the world need more hand wringing? We sing this song here. You know the answer. What the world needs now is sweet love. Okay. Exactly. As we watch the disintegration of the false reality, I know one lady that calls it the false matrix, all the hoo-ha that's being thrown at you to keep you in fear, to keep you from shining your light, to keep you locked up and tight. How do you control a population? Fear. What happens when people become sovereign in themselves? Love. Which is more powerful, love or fear? Love. Whichever we give attention to. What are we empowering? As we watch the disintegration of the false reality, and as that disintegration speeds up, we, as light bearers, need to slow down internally so that we can be aligned with the divine, so that we can hold peace and stability while the whole old systems all fall apart, so that we have the foundations for a new reality already built when the old one has crumbled, so that people can feel peace in our presence. We can radiate love here, right now, on Earth, in America, in April of 2025. We can do that if we choose, because God doesn't force. Will you open the door? The easiest way to connect with the heart is to, it's a 60s girl group. Stop. You got the name of love before you break your own heart. So you have crazy input. First of all, don't go seeking crazy input, because crazy input makes you what? Crazy. So you have input. Somehow you weren't keeping your heart as a treasure house it is. And you took in a load of the stuff that bulls get rid of after they eat. So do you beat yourself up? Is that helpful? No. Stop. Catch yourself and stop. Take a time out. Breathe. Because what is the breath? It's what animates the body. It's the give and take. It's the reminder that everything you need, you have right now. You have breath. Breathe. And then put a hand or two on your heart. Why? Because your attention follows your hand. Creator designed us so that we wouldn't chop our fingers off. Your attention follows your hand. Put your hand on your heart. Allow your eyes to close and bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And feel that divine sun, that divine light, that experienced eternal love that doesn't freak out easily. Feel that. Ask the divine to meet with you inside your heart. And just be with that. Just be with the divine. Why? Because we become like who we hang out with. You've been watching the news. You sure you want to become like those kind of people? No. Breathe. And then take up your energy, your sovereign power, and speak aloud what you're choosing, because you have the divine superpower of choice. And so say, I choose love. I choose peace. I choose grace. Now, will you feel better? Oh, heck yeah. But here's the thing. By you doing that, whenever you find yourself off balance, you do what? Stop. In the name of love. And get this grained into your brain. So you're out someplace and you're going, geez, that guy just cut me off in traffic. And what a horrible parking job. Would you need another 4 spaces to park your car in? And you go, oops, stop. In the name of love. Fill your heart up with the wrong love. Say aloud what you choose. No, I choose joy. I choose peace. I choose to be a light in this world. And then breathe and give thanks. That's pretty easy. How long does that take? A couple of seconds. Depends on how stubborn you are, but not that long. So we came from love. That's the message. We are love. You got this stuff. You know this stuff. And we are here to embody the latest travesty, the horrible story about what some horrible person did to some other person. No, we're here to embody love. We're here to cause change with our energy, with the energy of our being. As we commune with the source of love, we change not only our personal future, but also the probable future of planet Earth. Our attention is our currency. Do you want to give all your attention to a Cheeto? Or do you want to give your attention to Mother Earth? Do you want to give your attention to the children who are inheriting this world? Do you want to give your attention to the divine creator who is allowing the human mess to come to the surface, be exposed, so that we can release it and build a better world? Give your attention to love. It's not the voice of condemnation that heals soul or planet or nation. Love is the cure. Love is what's sure. It's time to upgrade our emanation. Be still and know that I am God. This is your job now. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to anchor in more light on the earth. What the world needs now is not another opinion. Let's anchor in the light. So let's do that right now. Uncross anything that's crossed. Get your feet on the ground, because you incarnated not so that you could die and go away someplace else where it's better. You incarnated to be here now and anchor in light of not of earth. Well, let's do that. Deep breath. Go into your heart. I'm going to say some words. If you like the words, you can agree or you can say your own words. Great Spirit, thank you for the reminders. Thank you for all the other wonderful people who are choosing love instead of fear. I choose love instead of fear. I choose to align with the divine. I choose to invite and welcome more love and light into the earth plane. I choose to have this time of transition go as peacefully and as quickly as possible. I choose to be an architect of a new reality. I choose to be happy. I choose to be kind. I choose to allow you, Great Spirit, to flow through me in this now and in the coming nows. I choose to align with the divine. Feel the roots growing down from your feet into the earth. Imagine a funnel in the top of your head and light pouring in into the central sun of your heart, and feel your heart expand, expanding out 3 feet outside of your body and now expanding out 20 feet outside of your body, encompassing your whole body. You are divine love. It's who you are. It's natural for you. Feel the heart light expand to fill up this whole building. Notice how we're all intermingling. Everyone's choice to be love is strengthening my choice to be love. And my choice to be love is strengthening everyone else's choice to be love. And allow that light now of all of us combined to go beyond this building, to go across the street to raise, to go up the hill, to go down the river, go out into the ocean, to go up through Canada, to go down through Mexico, to spread around the globe where all over the world, light beings are incarnated right now, choosing love, choosing a better future. I choose to align with the divine. I choose to be a change agent by my very presence. I choose to up my game, to up my vibration, to up my emanation of love. I choose to live with an open heart and allow divine love to flow through me. I choose love. I choose earth. I choose me. I choose the best for everyone here and now. Thank you. Okay, so help keep in the right vibration, in a joyful vibration. Remember your gratitude journal. Stay with it. Each morning, write 3 things for which you're grateful. Remember your foundational word you picked in January. If you haven't picked one yet, pick one now. What's your word for the year? Write that down. And then each evening, write 3 blessings that you noticed that day. Now, I have another piece of paper. And pass that around. Through the magic of origami. This is an origami piece of paper. There's a little line. And you take it and fold it on the line. And wow, you're an origami master. Easiest origami ever. So I'm going to pass those out. And go ahead. Wanted to remind you the Monday morning wholeness wave. This is an opportunity for you to be open-hearted. Open your heart, receive, and then when your heart is overflowing, allow the love inside you to spill out. And one more thing. I want to remind you, divine light continues to be pouring into our world. Every time I come here, I tell you what the Schumann resonance is. I tell you all the solar flares. Tell you that we're in the photon belt. Every day, there is more light being poured onto planet Earth. Your physical body reacts to that. Your spiritual body reacts to that. Your pineal gland reacts to that. Your third eye reacts to that. Your heart reacts to that. You're not a lone little light in the darkness like a candle in the wind with the big bad wolf out there to get you. You are the light of the world. And you're not alone. You're being, light is pouring into you, pouring in. And light is pouring into the planet. And you're going to see some changes that are going to be like, whoa, that was fast. Yay. Remember that the old paradigm is fueled by fear. And in this time of the Great Awakening, the old paradigm is going away. And it is in its last desperate, noisy grip at attention. Don't give it attention. Give your attention to what you want to build. Choose something better. Upgrade your words, upgrade your emanations, embody divine light, love, peace, and joy. You have a mission. You're on a mission from God. Liz Brothers quote. Embody divine light and love. You are called to co-create. Where? In the sweet by and by. No, in the rotten here and now. On earth as it is in heaven. Yeah, you're being asked to be more of who you really are. You're going to screw up. Be kind to yourself. You're not being asked to be perfect. You're being asked to be open. And if and when you screw up, what do? Stop in the name of love and go back into your heart. This is my message to you. Be who you are. Because who you really are is amazing. Yeah, because I like to play, I brought play sheets to help us play. So I'm going to have you take one home. They're different colors. They're all the same words. So not a big decision. Take one of those home. And what you're going to do is put the date on it. The best time to do this would be today, while it's still fresh. And you're just going to make a list On the left side of things that deplete your energy. What do you do when you notice afterwards you feel like crap? And then on the other side, things that give you energy. Meditating, singing, playing music, gardening, whatever it is. What is something you may have carried this entire incarnation or maybe another incarnation that's leaving you? Write that down. Victimhood, martyrdom, blame, weariness, sadness, depression, whatever. And what is something that's rising inside of you? Write that down. And on the left side, I release. On the right side, I align. And when you do the magic origami trick, when you say, I am in the process of becoming. And fill that in. What are you becoming? It's your incarnation. You get to choose. Nobody else can tell you what to do. So please do this soon, while it's fresh, while you remember. Give your attention to what you want to grow. And with that, thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in your heart.